Started a little bit choppy today, but Evan, just with each hour today, just a little prettier and prettier out. We saw that live shot with Jesse. Just the golden hour is exactly that.
That's where we're at right now. Those clouds are pretty much broken apart along the coastline. It's a nice final goodbye to our Cinco de Mayo as the sun begins to set. So we're just under an hour away from that official sunset time, and you can see how those clouds have broken apart along the coast and inland. It was about the noon hour that we saw most of those showers contained in the mountaintops, but early this morning, it was a mixed bag. We saw the majority of cities light drizzle, maybe some light rain at that. There were some spots that saw maybe a quick downpour, but all in all, it was largely a few hundredths of an inch that we ran into today compared to yesterday. That was a quarter of an inch to half an inch. Fallbrook came in with 3/4 of an inch, so pretty decent totals that came in, but you see those clouds just slowly breaking apart now as we head through the 6 o'clock hour. That trough of low pressure was what was responsible for the wet weather that we saw yesterday. Another one swings in almost identical to this one. What it's going to do, number one, is keep our temperatures in the mild range, right? Cooler than average for the most part over the next 8 days. We get a little bit of a warm up into later next week, but at least this weekend into early next week, we're going to hold on to those cooler than average temperatures. This is also going to channel onshore flow. And onshore flow means a continuation of May gray. And I know there are a lot of viewers who are not the biggest fans of the gray that we have through the early morning hours, but that is going to be the case for the next several mornings to come. We start off the days with an extensive cloud cover stretching toward the western slopes of the mountains, and then that starts to pull back and break apart by the late morning, early afternoon. Sometimes it varies. It's already out of our hair, sometimes by 7, 8 a.m. Other times, it lags until 1, 2 p.m. 2 to 4 foot waves if you're out there along the coast. Risk of rip currents remains moderate, and that water temperature warming up nicely to the low 60s, 62 for the most part. UV index stays very high with the sunshine that we have over the course of the weekend, at least in the afternoon hours, so keep the sunscreen with you. The plus side of this forecast is that, yes, we may have those morning clouds, but our chance of wet weather is pretty minimal, right? You got single-digit rain chances. That climbs to 22%. That may mean some light rain coming through toward the middle of next week. Tomorrow afternoon, 60s, 65 for Oceanside, 62 for Del Mar, and 63 for Alpine. Temperatures do get a notable warm-up going into the middle and later portion of next week. It's also going to be a time frame where we start to see those clouds clear out. So we'll start to move toward some 70s along the coastline, maybe even some low 80s inland going into next weekend, which should be perfect for Mother's Day weekend. And the mountains and deserts are looking pretty comfortable as well with plenty of sunshine on hand.